this and playing the song, and everyone else is just around. What would you do with Myron if you're him? And what would you do with Sneako, who's clearly not his friend?
I think he knows. I've already shared but here's the thing with Tate. Tate is a 39-year-old grown man with a lot of life experiences. And the codes, certain codes I have with men and women that I talk about, hey, if this is your girl, here's what you do, here's how we do things when we're going out, family, respect. If his sister, let's just say he says, hey, Pat, my sister's going to come hang out. I'm treating his sister like my sister. Nobody touches her. I'm protecting her.
Yep.
Nobody can do it. There's certain things that I follow. No, I think, look, Adam, you're 46 years old. And you're
45.
Okay, whatever.
Let's not do this, because I'll round down to 44.
All right, so let's just say you're in your mid-40s, right?
Fair.
Okay, all right. You're in mid-40s, 46. Let's just say you're in your mid-40s. Okay.
But next thing you know, it'll be 65.
Yeah, you will.
20
years. It'll happen real quick. But
then he just turned 60.
But even I tell you, I'm like, look, think about, who are the men you respect the most? Mm-hmm. That's how this question goes.
Yeah.
Make a list of which men you respect the most. Okay, who's on that list? Let's just say you say Trump. Okay, great. Let's say you say, Dana, or maybe you say, I don't know what names you say. Everybody says different names that they say, right? Okay, great. What is the pattern? What is their life? I know you just talked, but you haven't drank for 4 years.
Correct.
No alcohol for 4 years.
I wasn't drunk that night. Didn't have a drop.
Yeah, that's amazing to say you haven't drank for 4 years, right?
Even the night we went out, you had 0 drinks.
Don't drink.
I remember.
But I think the part is modeling. Who do you want to model? What's the next phase of life? And you make the choice and you move on. I've never met, Nicholas guy. I've never met him. Good-looking guy, well-spoken, intensity. I don't know his background. I don't know what happened with his family. I don't know why he is the way he is. But it pays today to be loud. There's an economy for being loud. But I want to get away from this.
Can I answer your one question?
Which
you
one?
Asked who I respect. There's only one name, and that's you. Because you know the conversations that we've had behind closed doors. I'm tearing up here. If I never met you, what would I be doing now? I'd still be out in the club with Adrian. You know this conversation, right? How much did you change this guy's life? We just joked the first time that he came out in Miami. This kid was a maniac.
Now I'm 3 years sober.
Maniac.
Amazing.
Yep.
I told him I can't ever bring him out in the club again in Miami. Try to fight my best friend.
Amazing. And that's beautiful. And that's Pat's legacy.
Yeah. But hear me out. We're so grateful that we're here.
Of course.
There's a person on my list. This conversation right in the car on the way to Dylan's baseball game. What's the word in the book to cut off?
Ostracize?
Decide is to cut
decide.
off.
I made a decision recently. You know this.
Yeah.
So, you know how easy it is for me to be a 50-year-old guy in the club in Miami at 60? I could do that like that. Yeah. Free drinks, bottles, 11, this. But I don't want to be that guy. I want to have kids, and I know how you feel about kids.
Yep.
And I know how Tristan feels about kids.
Yep.
We probably spent 2 hours talking about kids.
Yep.
Justin Waller, you know this.
Yep.
So I look at him and I say, damn,
yep.
What do I want to do? I'm 45, Pat. But I'm going to be 65. Do I want to have kids or not? Do I want to have family or not?
Yeah.
So to me, this comes down to one thing. Dude, whether you like it or not, homie, you're a leader and a boss for a generation of kids. Kids.
I understand.
This kid, Clav, not that I want to give him...
Braden.
Whatever. He's a 20-year-old kid.
Yes.
He's mogging, whatever this is.
Smashing his face,
here's
taking
a kid
steroids,
who's 20
doing
years
drugs
old.
at 20.
But if a 20-year-old girl did this, Kylie Jenner, lip injections, titties, we know what's going on with women. Because I'm so grateful because of you. Because of you, I know this kid. I say, dudes are doing this. Dudes are getting fake titties now, basically.
Yep.
Cutting their face, flogging, mogging. The reason I'm 10 minutes late today is because I was mogging. I wanted to look good for you on camera. One of the alpha, the top G.
I see the bruise here.
I see the bruise.
See, guys, feel this.
I see it. Now I feel it.
But the point is, thank God that I have him in my ear and not Moggy McGee out here.
Yeah,
and that's
listen,
guys.
if there's
one thing I could say, is I have so much respect for you, and I think so many people do, that you should be in that room with a Trump and a Dana White. Instead, you're in a club with Moggy McGee, Nick Fuentes, and Sneako in a shitty club in Miami.
I totally understand. And I'm not here to make excuses for my actions. I was here in Miami. I wanted to meet Nick. Nick was with Clav. They asked if Sneako could come. I said, Sneako insults me all the time. Sneako came here. Even though all he does is insult me, I'm still not going to throw him under the bus. Myron's an amazing friend of mine. I didn't want to go to the club. I said, I don't want to go. I said, this is bullshit. They said it's Nick's first ever time. And I truthfully believed I could get in and out of this dump in 15 minutes without an international incident.
You can't.
And I would,
Tate,
of course not.
You know this now.
I've learned.
But how did you not know that already?
I've learned. So I've learned my lesson. You know, I'm not a perfect person. Hindsight is 20/20. I should not have gone to the club. I should have stuck to what I was saying for the first 10 minutes. I don't want to go. But when perhaps even maybe, and I'm sure he's going to say no chance, perhaps even maybe, if they were to say this is Nick Fuentes' first ever time in a nightclub ever in his life, perhaps other people who don't normally go to clubs would have thought, you know what, for 5 minutes, let me go. Perhaps.
I just have one last question on this topic.
Sure.
Did Nick at least lose his virginity that night?
I have no idea. But Nick and Myron and Sneako and Clav, they can all come here and defend themselves. And even though Sneako's insulted me 1 trillion times, and even though he put the song on, I just don't think it's prudent for me to sit up here and throw him under the bus. Even though, you know, maybe I should. Maybe most people in my position would say, Sneako's insulted me a whole bunch of times. He's going to insult me again next week. That's all he ever does is flip-flop. I didn't even want him there. He got invited by the other guys. He put the song on. He got me in trouble. Perhaps I should sit here and just blame some other dude. But what I'm actually just going to do is tell my side of the story. My side of the story is that I wanted to speak to Nick. I wanted to speak to Nick.
He literally just threw him under the bus, though. Like, bro, you literally just said it was Sneako who put the song. Like, you've been saying that, though. And then I feel like, partner, I don't even know his name. I'm not sure who the other guys, but he's a hater. He's obviously a fucking hater. I ain't gonna lie, he's a hater, hating on Sneako and hating on Clav. I know I'm hating on Sneako because I've been disliking Sneako, but he just throwing shade just cause, like, bro, like you're 46, brother. Why the fuck are you hating on the youngins? You know what I'm saying? And we all know every young person is stupid, retarded. You can say anything you want. But, bro, you're still 46, bro. You wouldn't understand, bro. We're Gen Z, big dog. Like, you feel me? Like, don't come over here trying to, like, you feel me? And Andrew Tate, even Andrew Tate is younger than you, bro. 39. He's in his late 30s. Bro, you in your late 40s. You about to hit 50. Like, why the fuck are you over here giving your opinion about young moggers? Bro, let moggers mog. It's the new wave. We looks maxing. And on top of that, bro, you will not understand. You're too old to understand this shit. Talking about you this and that in the club. Bro, who the fuck cares? You 46.
Friends, I'll show you your future. You deserve better.
Let's move on. Is there long-term plans, Tate, of wanting to live in Miami, wanting to live in Florida?
So here's the story of Miami. Last time I came here, I don't know if you remember, I caught a criminal case for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I thought this was America. But it turns out, you know, communism was alive here in Florida just the same. Show me the man and I'll find the crime. And DeSantis and his little girlfriend, the AG, I have no idea if he's even still in power, decided to investigate me for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I expected a hero's welcome. And I have yet to give the 1.5 hour story of what actually happened to me. Nobody actually understands what has happened to me yet. And it takes 1.5 hours for me to explain from start to finish. But let me make it very, very quick for everybody at home so they understand. I was deemed a national security threat by the British state. I was the most Googled man on the planet. And they said I had so much control over the young men inside of the UK. They said I was an unchecked source of influence. And there was an intelligence operation specifically designed to dampen my influence. I have the paperwork. I have the chronology. I have all of the proof that I was set up by a sovereign state. The Brits hit me with all of this crap from start to finish. So when I finally escaped detention without a conviction, after 4 years of being locked in jail and in my house, and return home to America, the country my father served for, the country I was born in, I expected a hero's welcome. And what did I walk into? I walked into a crock of shit from DeSantis and his little fucking girlfriend, saying that I'm not welcome even though I'm a citizen, and that I'm a bad person even though I'm not convicted, and that I'm going to be investigated. And I'm quite glad they investigated me, because let me tell you something. You're not going to meet another person on the street who's been investigated more than me. I've been through more investigations by more different agencies than anybody else you're probably ever going to meet. And here I am free talking to you. So they dampened and destroyed and completely ruined my first experience in Florida. Those clowns did, for no reason, to an American citizen who should have got a hero's welcome after being detained in the most corrupt country in Europe. I hate to get angry about this, but it destroyed 4 years of my life. Let me ask, since when does anybody, with all due respect, give a fuck about what the Romanians say? The Romanians said, it's corrupt. Who cares what the Romanians said? If you were to tell me the Romanians said that he did this, it was like the Romanians said. Who gives a shit what they say?
Is that where Dracula's from?
We have problems with corruption in the American system. We're talking about the poorest country in Europe. It's absolutely insane what happened to me. And when I finally give you the 1.5 hour rendition with the paperwork, with the proof that I was set up by the British state specifically to damage my influence over young men, that they knew I was innocent. That's the reason Romanians have let me go. Where's my trial? I've yet to be fucking charged with anything. My life was completely wrecked. All because I became the most Googled man in the world and wasn't saying the things they want me to say. Completely wrecked. I land here, DeSantis and his fucking girlfriend ruin it. And I leave, and I go to a country where I'm finally treated with respect. I went to Dubai. Every single person in the UAE, at every single level of power, says the same thing to me. It is completely unfair what happened to you, and I cannot believe what the people in Florida did to you when you got free. Everybody says it. At the top, all the way to the bottom. Florida completely destroyed its entire reputation with this garbage. They did. And internationally, it is spoken about. I just went to a meeting in the Bahamas. I had to do some banking and move some money around. And I sat there with Tristan and said, it would be nice to go see Justin in Miami. It'd be nice to go see the guys in Miami. It'd be nice to do PBD. And he said, if we go there, DeSantis and his girlfriend are going to arrest us. And I said, for what? We haven't done anything. He goes, it doesn't matter. It's a matrix attack. And we sat there and thought, you know what? Fuck them. And we came. I landed here expecting to be arrested. Isn't that crazy? As an American citizen who's never done anything wrong, never been convicted of any crime in his life anywhere, never even lived in Florida, I've been here 3 times in my life, that I'm afraid to come back to a city because I'm looking at bullshit, made-up charges from people trying to score political points on fucking Twitter? I thought this country was free. So I flew here, and it turns out they didn't arrest me. Do you know why? Because they ain't got shit. Because I haven't fucking done anything. And I am truly, from the bottom, if you want to talk about this nightclub incident, I am truly tired of the amount of heat that is constantly on my head and the amount of pressure that's constantly on my back. Sure, I'm a man. Sure, I can deal with it, of course. I don't like the fact that I can't take a piss without an international incident. I don't like this. I don't like that I finally get back to Miami. I make the brave choice to come here looking at a possible arrest. And then I think, okay, I'm doing a stream with guys I've never met before. It turns out to be the biggest stream on the internet at the time with hundreds of thousands of viewers. It's Nick's first time in a club. Let me go. It's his first time. Don't be the boring old man, Andrew. It's only 10 minutes. Go. And all this bullshit happens. I don't like all this constant and endless bullshit. So, of course, I'm sitting there in hindsight going, oh, for fuck's sake, wish that didn't happen, wish that didn't happen. But I also didn't see when I left Romania and landed here, I'd be wrecked by those clowns. So to answer the question, do I want to live in America? Yes, I'm an American. But the power structures here are so decentralized. I'm in Kamala Harris's book. Read it, 107 days, page 176. I lost the election because people changed the young men's vote. The young men went so right-wing because of people like Andrew Tate. Kamala says, I'm one of the reasons Trump won. I know the Trump team like me. I know the Trump family like me. But I land here and some state clowns are going to wreck my life. The power here is so decentralized. I don't feel safe here. I don't get how anything works. Trump is supposed to be the boss. He can't even pass a law without some dickhead judge ruining. I don't understand what's going on in America anymore. So I feel safe in the UAE because I know who the boss is.
Didn't the Trump administration have a couple people that came to your defense and to help nothing happen to you? Because I think there was something going on there as well.
You mean to my defense with the Romania case?
No, with the Florida case.
I have no idea. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm at this stage in my life now where the threats are empty. Investigate me. Shoot me. Arrest me. Put me in jail. Like, if you think you can build a case, go. You look at all the crap the AG said of Florida. You look at how he ran his mouth on the news, all the stupid tweets he made. How you telling me he didn't try his absolute best to get me? Of course he did. He wrote to the Brits. He wrote to the Romanians. He was asking for information from everybody. He was trying his absolute best to get me, and he can't even fucking arrest me for questioning. Clown show. So, do I want to live in America and Miami? Yes, but I don't want to live in a clown show. I don't want to live in this mess where power is so decentralized, and unfortunately for me, I score so many political points either right or left that my life is just thrown into the limbo like, well, this is good for my career, wreck him.
You know what? This
is crazy.
Tate, somebody could say, if you go to Dubai, do you play by Dubai's rules?
Okay, but what are the rules of America, sir? Because I thought we had free speech. Clearly, we don't.
I get that, but I'm talking about the ruls of Dubai. When you go to Dubai, do you play by Dubai's rules?
100%. So what are the rules of America?
Well, let me kind of go to where I'm going with this. This whole thing of what you can and can't say opinion-wise that DeSantis and his camp in Florida is trying to pass, I'm not part of that community. People need to be able to debate out anything. Whatever you want, you got to be able to debate it out. But also, if you're wanting to come to Florida, right? And like certain, culture is going to be in a certain way. You either say, I want to come here. You can't say, you guys better change or else I'm not coming. No. This is Florida.
I'm not telling anyone to change. I'm answering the question of, do I have a plan to live in Miami? And what I'm saying is, I was so disappointed by what DeSantis and his girlfriend did to me when I landed here that I've learned that, truthfully, the American system doesn't support free speech, and it doesn't support the idea you're innocent until you're convicted. It doesn't support any of the things it pretends to support. The system here is complete clown show. It's a joke. Well, after what they did to me, truthfully, no, I don't see myself ever.
But it didn't work, though.
Of course it didn't work. But why should I come here and buy a $20 million property knowing there's an AG sitting there trying to put me in jail so he can get Twitter followers? That's bullshit.
AG's been trying to put Trump in jail for a while.
Exactly. It's a joke. This whole thing is stupid. I truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, am heartbroken for the state of America. I think this is crazy. We have the best president we could ever possibly hope for. And still, we have this kind of garbage and decentralized attacks and random judges. A random AG in Alabama can type up some crap and ruin my life right now. I don't feel safe in this country. I don't feel safe here. And I don't feel safe here not because I've done anything wrong, not because I'm convicted of crimes. I don't feel safe here because I'm a scalp. I'm a scalp, and everyone wants my head on the wall. And I like to go to places and live in places and invest my money in places where very important, powerful people who understand the world say, yes,